Today, I'm listening to Dimash Kudaibergen sing the song No from his ARNAU tour. Keep watching. Hi everybody, it's Christi Bovee with the Voice Love Company. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the little bell below so you don't miss a single video or when I go live. If working on your voice in 2021 is one of your goals, I hope you'll get my free 5 days to a more powerful voice e-course. It's 5 free voice lessons sent to your inbox, and you can get all the details in the description box below. Now let's get started. I'm just coming off a premiere of Dimash Kudaibergen's Hello on my channel. This morning in the premiere, many of you encouraged me to listen to the song No from his ARNAU tour. I'm recognizing how far behind I am on listening to Dimash, and I had so much fun with the Hello video, so much fun talking with all of you today. I thought, okay, I've got to get on and make another video right away, and I wanted to do this one because I was so intrigued by the fact that you said it has a vocalist as part of it. Now, this song was written by Igor Krutoy. We know that Igor and Dimash are a power duo as far as creating amazing musical moments, and from what you have told me, this song has evolved from having some lyrics to having this vocalist section put in instead. Every time he does it, from what you've told me, he does it a little bit differently. So I've never heard this song before. This is my very first time to hear No. I'm really looking forward to this. Let's dig in. Oh my goodness, that's him speaking down in that fry space. Already, I'm intrigued by this. I love the staging, and the instrumentation is very interesting. I love his costume, the wings that are coming in on his black jacket. It's very reminiscent of something Michael Jackson would wear, and I know Michael has had a huge influence on Dimash, so I see a little nod there to him, whether it is or not. That's just what it evokes in me and makes me think of. So I'm also noticing that this ARNAU tour was done kind of pre-COVID time, before everything was shut down. Perhaps this was maybe the last thing he did before everything went into lockdown. So it's really interesting to see that this happened in more recent history, certainly. Okay, I'm stopping. Oh my goodness, I am so bad about just getting engrossed in these Dimash videos and then I forget to talk. The interesting thing about a vocalist section is it's all done just on oohs and ahs and open vowels. It can be humming, it can be anything that does not have words to it. So it's interesting hearing him do this more vocalist treatment to this piece of music. Now, I don't have the full scope of what the song sounds like to begin with, and I'm kind of wishing I did, actually. So I may have to go back and watch an original version of this song. But a vocalist means that you're singing the melody line without words. And he is doing this so masterfully. It's just so lovely to listen to. I love his choice of vowel sounds and the treatment he's giving the melody line itself. I love the way he tapers off, the way he's using his vibrato, the dynamics. There's so much vocal interest happening here, and he's doing it with such a relaxed demeanor. He just looks very much in control of what's happening right now, and it's really, really lovely. So it's interesting to me that he's singing from this cross-legged, seated on the ground position. You can tell he is keeping his body upright. He's very grounded in how he's sitting, and he obviously has full command over his breathing, but there's also just a relaxation in how he's creating the sound. And so it's really very interesting. I really love the earthiness of it. You know, there's a connectedness in his voice to his heritage too. I'm hearing his Kazakhstani heritage coming out in the way he is, you know, forming these beautiful riffs and runs all on these open vowel sounds. It's really just quite striking. Isn't it interesting? He always favors that left ear. He pulls out his in-ear usually when he's getting ready to do something that's a little bit bigger, it seems like, in many of his videos that I've watched. And so it's the ear he wants to hear the ambient sound with. We do work with students every year in a recording setting. We record them singing so they learn the skills of how to use things like in-ears, how to sing into a recording studio microphone, that kind of thing. And we do talk about the fact that we have a dominant ear. There's an ear that we like to hear the ambient sound. Normally when we're singing in a recording setting, we'd want to have one ear off so we can hear ourselves and we can hear what's happening in the track and in the microphone that's coming in through the other ear. So that's what he's hearing as well. He's hearing his band, he's hearing his voice, but also now he'll pull out the in-ear and be able to hear a little bit better. Being able to adjust how you're hearing things when you're in this live performance kind of setting is really important. And it's really important to be able to hear what's happening between the microphone and your ear that's uncovered. It's going to help you preserve your voice. So I'm talking about two different things right now. Being in the recording studio, but then also singing in a live setting with a live band. Okay, this is just so enjoyable. Oh my goodness. I am really amazed actually at how he is doing the entire song as a vocalist. It's really fascinating to me, and I'm loving how he's building. He's continuing to just sing and make these different sounds and turns and riffs and runs and make it all so interesting. It actually is going somewhere, all while being seated. He's in a seated position and able to really sing with so much foundational support, of course. I mean, he's just amazing. I also don't think I've ever seen a video where he has been so sweaty. Obviously, he is in the middle of his own concert. He has been working really hard, and this is an opportunity for him just to relax, open up, sing. There's nothing too hugely taxing at this point in this song, and so it could be a really good breather kind of a moment for him in his concert. Really, really interesting all the way around, just from a performance standpoint, to see how he's managing his energy here. What a star. Oh my goodness. Wow. Incredible. Wow. Oh my goodness. Let's deconstruct this one just a little bit more. Well, this was really an interesting performance from Dimash Kudaibergen. Very much a departure from anything else I've heard him do in the past. I find it so interesting to hear Dimash down in this vocal fry, growly space. It's really a different sound for him. Now, I know he sings very low. He's done that before, where he'll sing with himself, you know, doubling like an octave below or what have you. But I've never heard him make this kind of sound before. It's very, very intense and very, very memorable. And then we get to listen to just his take on different dynamics and different tone qualities all mixed up together, and how he builds and builds and builds, starting with the most quiet, soft piano dynamic. So we're going to contrast this section with the ending, where he goes from very soft at the beginning to full force, fortissimo, loud, intense, high belt, you know, in his high falsetto range, really going for it. Let's listen to that. It's just so much fun to see a singer being able to have this much of a range, not just vocally, because we know he does have an incredible range, but also just stylistically. He's in the same zone in both spaces, the beginning of the piece and the end of the piece, but it's got so much depth, so much breadth, right? There's such a wide range between what he's doing stylistically and the intensity. It's just incredible because he is able to have this all in one package and simultaneously be in both spaces with so much relaxation. A notable section of this piece for me happens right here. What I want you to be watching for is his use of dynamics. He is able, with so much vocal control, to hold out these long notes and have them go somewhere. They crescendo with so much precision. It's really poetry in motion to watch. And then watch how he takes that intensity and continues to build upon it. And then you can hear him layer on another level of intensity, more volume, a little more breath pressure, which is going to add even a little more sound as he goes into the next layer. It's just so much fun to watch him just play with his voice and with what it can do. He doesn't have the barriers of consonants and lyrics to have to try and convey. It's strictly that open sound. He'll throw a word in every now and then, obviously, but for the most part, he's just improvising with his voice. And it is just such a wonderful thing to experience. It's like he's painting with his voice, but he's not done painting yet. There is another layer still to add on. I love how he goes from that very classical placement into almost that shouty, yeah. Let's listen to that part one more time. I don't know if you understand how much vocal control that sort of move takes to go from that very classical formation to a much more pop, almost rock kind of shout like that. His voice can do anything. I want to give a shout out to the percussion player in this video. What a great showman. He really added so much to the overall experience. He is absolutely great and the whole band is great, but this is the pièce de résistance of Dimash's entire artistry in this piece, I feel. this section, I was thinking to myself, I would love to hear Dimash do jazz improvisation. He has the tendencies already to be singing in that genre, and it would be so interesting to hear him do some jazz improv. I think he could totally pull it off. Obviously, he could do anything, so it would be really fun to hear him do some scat singing. That would be my dream as a jazz person myself. Once again, this has been an opportunity to take a peek into the musicianship, the artistry of Dimash Kudaibergen, his note choices, his timing choices, the way he is getting his voice to be so malleable and bendable to his every whim is just another opportunity to see the magic that is Dimash. That's it for me today. Like if you liked it, subscribe, and don't forget to share with someone you know loves Dimash Kudaibergen. You can ask me any question about your voice in the comments down below, on my blog at voicelove.co, on Instagram at The Voice Love Company, and now on yzo.com. Get all those details in the description box below. Well, how are you doing? I just want to take a moment to encourage you that at some point, this pandemic is going to be over. This made me remember when about a year ago, things were normal, right? And we've kind of been in this year of limbo, this year of lockdown. And I just want to remind you that you need to keep sharp, continue working on yourself. Whatever it is that you do, if you are into music or if you're into something completely different, don't become complacent. Keep finding your voice, and whatever it is that you're called to do in the world, keep making your sound. Keep finding your purpose in this world. The world is waiting for what you and only you can bring. And remember, you are loved. Bye, guys.